2015 of the Common Council of the City of Kingston, New York, amending Article 11, Section C11-5 of the Charter of the City of Kingston by adding thereto a requirement that a contract for the sale of water outside the City of Kingston must be approved by the Common Council and Mayor of the City.
On the question, Alderman Carey.
Yes, thanks, Mr. President. Oh, I know how Brad will feel. I think this is a historic day in the City of Kingston for a lot of reasons. I'm very proud of the council and the committee for passing this. It kind of horrified me when we didn't have representation for such a major issue as Niagara, and this is a very good positive step to get that corrected, and I'm very thankful that we're about to pass this. I also want to point out that this is not a slight of the water board or the water department. I think they do a great job. I think it's not to get lost on that. I think they do a great job. And this by no means is a reflection of the job they do, and I think that's important to know. However, I think there's also a myth that somehow the water department was set up separately to keep politics out of it. I mean, there's politics in government, there's politics in school, there's politics in religion, there's politics in youth travel soccer teams, there's politics everywhere. So to think that somehow because there's a separate water board that there aren't political influences is a little bit naive, and I think this actually, helps that process and will make it less political because we will have representation, assuming, of course, that it does make the ballot and pass. And last, I want to thank a couple of people. I want to thank Alderman Brown she was the first one to point this out long before there was a public outcry. Debbie was on the forefront of this, and I don't think gets enough credit for that. Thank you, Debbie. Kingston citizens, particularly Rebecca Martin and Jennifer Short-Berkey, the work they did on this and helping keep me educated and updated was phenomenal, and I want to thank them. And Andy Weaven and Corporation Council for the work they did in realizing the urgency and the time frame that we have in front of us to get it on this year's ballot, to where we would have a separate one where it would cost a lot more money. They acted swiftly and professionally and did a great job, and Andy, I thank you for that as well. And I look forward to moving forward with this and getting the people to vote whether they want representation for such an important issue. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else on the question? Seeing the Alderman Wells.
I just want to echo what Alderman Carey, his sentiments, and thank Alderman Carey for his very steady leadership and hand at the Public Safety and General Government Committee. I think he did a great job. And now, depending on our vote tonight, I hope it passes. Certainly a yes vote. There are time-sensitive next steps that have to be followed, so we want to make sure the public is well educated as we get towards the referendum in November. Thank you.
Anyone else on the question before I call for the vote? Alderman Dunn.
Thank you, Mr. President. We listened when the public filled our Common Council chambers and spoke for what was a significant amount of time, and we listened to every word, and it was spectacular. We then took action based on the public's comments, the petitions we received, the people that stopped us in grocery stores, the people we would talk to, whether they're neighbors or constituents or others. We took a number of actions, and those actions have led us to today. And but for those actions, Niagara may still be here. But for the public taking such a strong response, Niagara may still be here, and they may be taking our water, but they're not. We then promised this year to take action, and we are delivering on that promise tonight. And that's really exciting. We all know, we've heard from the public, we've heard from environmental organizations, we've heard from citizens, whether they're from inside the city of Kingston or outside of the city of Kingston, that we need to protect our water, that our water is one of our most basic assets, one of our most basic resources, and we need it to survive. We know that communities throughout the country are suffering because they lack water. They're in droughts. Their water companies are taking water, whether it's from public lands or otherwise. And we know that they're struggling because of that. We know that we knew that we needed to take action to protect our interests. We knew that we needed to protect our interests as the Common Council so that we would have a seat at the table. We knew that we needed to take action so we could protect the interest of the public and the people that we represent. We know that we needed to take action so that we could protect the businesses within our community. And during the time that I've been an alderman, this is one of the most proud, one of the most exciting resolutions, local laws that we're going to pass tonight. And not only because we stuck with it, not only because we listened to the public and we took bold action, but because we're giving the public the right to decide whether or not we should have a say about the sale of water outside of the city of Kingston, and whether or not we should have a decision-making step or decision-making in that process. And that's exciting. So thank you to Kingston citizens. Thank you to all the hundreds of people that voiced an opinion on this. Thank you to Jeremy Wilbur. Thank you to all the members on the council, President Noble, Corp Council, you name it. Thank you to all of you for stepping up and expressing your opinions, because truly this grassroots upsurge was really exciting. And to hear the people and to hear so many people come out tonight, because this is rare. It's been rare while I've been on the council to say thank you. That feels really good. So thank you for saying thank you. So I urge the public to vote in favor of this. I think it's important for us to be able to protect our water, and really it offers another checks and balances in the system. And I agree with Alderman Carey that the water department does a good job, and this is just adding another layer of protection. So I urge the public to vote in favor of this. Help us so that ultimately at the end of the day we can help and better represent you. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else on the question? So I call for the vote. Call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution.
We don't need a local.
No, local is